You know, for over 10 years, there's been a slow progress on a new international crossing to Canada. Things are finally starting to speed up. But tonight, as part of the Detroit Journalism Cooperative, we have a closer look at what residents in the Delray neighborhood of Detroit have been going through. They are living in the proposed footprint of the new Gordie Howe International Bridge. Some are still waiting on offers to buy them out. Others have a buyout but can't afford to stay in the city. And those who were left behind in Delray to live around the bridge have fears of more noise, more pollution, and more isolation.
They said that you never had to leave Delray. Anything you wanted, you could find here.
You had a major street where there was grocery stores and clothing stores and hardware stores and movie theaters.
The houses here used to be all beautiful. We used to have beautiful yards, flowers everywhere. It was gorgeous here. That's the only reason why we bought here in '81.
My father came from South Carolina and my mother came from Georgia. And they came and met and had a house over here for the last 72 years. They're both gone now.
Whoa, I think it's 1962. I had to be like 16, 17. But that's the house was right across the street.
The auto industry left. They closed Turnstead, they closed Fisher Body, Cadillac, then, crack, and then people started leaving.
So much has left Delray. People don't have reason to come here unless you live here or you're visiting friends or family. When they first were looking at locations for the bridge, they looked at several possibilities. This stretch of the river is the narrowest portion of river. It also had the most vacant, available, publicly owned land at the cheapest prices.
I started going to meetings in 2004. And in that time, we talk about the impacts the bridge is going to have once it comes. The impact it has had thus far has been profound.
And it slowly started getting like this because of too many broken promises.
How do you move forward in life when there's so much uncertainty as to what's going to happen to your life? You have people deferred maintenance on their house for a number of years because every few years they're told their house will be acquired, they'll move. There's not a lot of motivation to invest the time or effort into something you don't know you're going to have in another year.
It's dragging on because certain people that are not in favor of it, because it'll be too much competition for them, they figure. They keep putting a spoke in the wheel, so to speak. Isn't it really funny that one person in America can affect all of us here?
As you watch, like me, I had 5 neighbors when we started the process in 2004. By 2010, I was the only one on my block. You know, their homes that either left or the homes had been set on fire. So it affects your psyche. It really does.
There are lots of different things that have happened to Delray over these 10 years. You could watch the level of illegal dumping. Look at the dumped cement construction debris right in the middle of the street, right across from this children's recreation center. These are the kind of things wouldn't happen somewhere else. Wouldn't happen in, a number of parts of Detroit.
It's almost like everybody's on hold. Any kind of investment, including federal funding to deal with blight, anything coming in to deal with poverty, anything coming into the city to kind of help it thrive from post-bankruptcy. Delray is not on the map when it comes to that investment because everybody's like, well, the bridge is coming. The bridge is coming. So the homes here, apartment buildings, all that will be gone. So everything to your right stays, but everything to your left here would be the plaza. And I don't think people realize there's going to be thousands of people left in Delray when this bridge gets built. They're not going to all leave. They can't. These are all going to go, all these houses. But this building is going to stay here, and literally I think outside of the doors of this place will be this massive interchange connection with about 10,000 trucks probably every day passing through. It's just...
My name is Mark Butler. I'm with Windsor Detroit Bridge Authority. It's a great pleasure to be here again today at historic Fort Wayne. U.S. property acquisition. MDOT is responsible for all property acquisitions in the U.S. A total of 638 land parcels are required for this project, and to date, MDOT has acquired or has control of in excess of 50% of these parcels. It's anticipated that all offers to businesses will be issued by December 31st, 2016.
We are really accelerating in terms of momentum. We just got out the RFP, the request for proposals, the other day, and that is a major project milestone. So we can choose the entity that's going to build, maintain, operate, and design the bridge. And the fact that we got that out the door is proof positive that this project is happening. It's happening just the way we planned it, and we're excited to keep the progress and the momentum going.
It's a community that's been here for years. We know what happened in Pole Town, we know what happened in Black Bottom, and we know what's happening here.
They want to come in this area and pay low prices to black homeowners and tell you like we have minimized your value throughout history. We cannot sit by and not question and deal with inequity wherever we find it.
30 grand for a house, you can't go to and live with it on that. Where you gonna go? Where you gonna go that's halfway decent for $30,000? Nowhere.
I'm not looking for fair market value. We're looking for fair value.
I can't talk to specifics. All I can tell you is they're treated the same way as everyone else. We have received generally a lot of positive feedback from the community, particularly the individual residents who believe that they're being treated equitably. They are getting fair value for their properties, and they're getting funds sufficient to relocate them to decent, safe, and sanitary housing.
It's all right to move because too many memories for me over here. You know, my husband passed away, and then my 2 daughters passed away, and it's hard, so too many memories for me. So I'm gonna move on. The money for this house, I'm buying the house with. My neighbor across the street, she lives on East I'm a house next to her. I'm gonna get that one.
According to MDOT, this is worth $35,000.
39.
39. For her to move in the city, she can't afford to move there because based on what she's going to have from MDOT to move, everything's going to be different.
Everything came just a little bit too late. They were meeting, but wasn't doing anything. And it take 8 years of meeting, telling you we are moving, we're going to take your place, we're going to take your place, but yet they're not doing anything. It's like a force out. Most of the people that within these couple of blocks, they've talked to me. They're not offering anything else. It didn't help. I lost my husband last year, so it's like now I'm just like a little bit more emotional right now because I've had the death of my husband. Now you're taking my house, and it's just a little much. Sometimes my day don't go good.
Might be a lot of noise, you know?
For the rest of the community, we're really talking about a protected community boundary. Not having industry encroach so much that it really disrupts everybody's daily lives here. And unless or until there are plans to buy the community out, that's really what we're fighting for as a community, is quality of life improvements. That Campbellside Street, that's actually where trucks are going to exit for local truck traffic. So semi-trucks would be driving all day long in front of some people's houses.
They're going to build some kind of wall. They call it a soundproof wall, which I don't believe will help much. We have our children here. It's going to be during nighttime, all this noise. I said there's such very few houses here. They should really consider buying us off so that we can go to a better place to live.
We have received questions and statements of concern that those folks believe that they too should be bought out, and that's something that we're discussing. At this point, it's something that we're not talking about publicly. But we understand it's an issue. We're concerned about the issue, particularly outside the footprint, that any adverse impacts from this project are either avoided or fully mitigated.
That's my sister's house. That's my uncle and auntie house. That's my house. That's my cousin's house right there. And that's my uncle's house. Yeah, all this is gone, man. Yeah.
I'm glad that it finally happened before I, kicked off. But yeah, I'm glad they, getting it together.
This is a new beginning. It's yeah, you know, it's change, and change is what you make of it, right, Ma?
That's right. Yeah. If you don't change, they'll run right over you, and you just have to get knocked down a few times. So yeah, I'm ready.
You're not taking that mirror, are you?
Yeah, I am. And I'm taking that one too.
But it is what it is. But we have to go where we can afford. You know, we live close to downtown, Corktown, Woodbridge. We can't afford to live here anymore. I wanted to move to Lincoln Park. You know, I thought about it. It gave it a lot of consideration, and you know, I just followed my heart, and I went to where I wanted to be. I have my new house, and it's all paid for. I have no mortgage. All I gotta do is pay the insurance and the taxes. Hey, we're gonna make the most of it. That's what we do. It's bittersweet because we're glad to be leaving, but this is our history. This is our home. They're gonna board the place up, have security watch it 24/7, and then they'll tear it down.